Obviously, I am sitting here with the mother of Texas bourbon. I'm very, very happy to be here with Nancy Garrison at Garrison Brothers. And specifically, I wanted to ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
First, I want to ask you about honeydew, which I know is your baby with a bit of fighting and a bit of muscling to try and get that done. But tell me about honeydew and how that came about.
You know, honeydew is this beautiful expression that is a true labor of love, years in the making. I knew that I wanted to have something that was a little different in our expression lineup than what we had at that moment. I wanted something that was a little more approachable, easy on the palate, maybe easy to understand. We do bourbon whiskey only at Garrison Brothers, and we do high proof bourbon. Our cowboy bourbon can be over 140 proof. That's big, that's bold, that's aggressive. So to have something that was a little bit easier on the palate, a little more approachable, something that you could drink on a hot day. I think today it's 106 here at the distillery.
It's definitely a hot day today.
I'm not sure that I need to be drinking 115 proof Balmoral when it is flirting with 115 degrees in a barrel barn up at Garrison Brothers Distillery. So with that, I went to Dan and I said, Dan, I really think that we have an opportunity. I think we have a way that we can introduce a little bit lower proof bourbon, and that would be something that would be enjoyable on a summer afternoon. And he said no. Flat out. The answer is no.
We clearly know who won. We clearly know who won that fight.
And ultimately, Donna's Todd and I collaborated along with Burleson's Texas Wildflower Honey, and we came up with this beautiful spirit. I think it hit all the marks that I wanted to hit. It is wonderful in a cocktail. Take your Gold Rush. We do a peach tea and lemonade bourbon drink here at the distillery. It is a wonderful, refreshing, but I actually personally drink it neat. I like to drink it after a meal. I like to drink it by the fire. So whether that's in my hot toddy or my summer cocktail, I think it is easy and just delicious.
Yeah, and today's weather is probably the best sales pitch for honeydew you could possibly get.
Yeah.
So, and we actually got the opportunity. Donis actually let us try that at Cast Strength, which was just an unbelievable opportunity to do that. It was just mind blowing. I hope at some point maybe that'll be maybe we'll just put that out there to the whiskey gods.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to ask you is, I know that you and Diana at Demoda Publications are really trying to get out there and get the word out to the ladies out there, because even though it's expanding a lot, whiskey is still a very male-dominated industry,
Very much so.
Not just in the production, but also in the drinking, and it can be as much as 90% of the whiskey drinkers are men, and I think that's changing very quickly. And Diana was talking to me about how you got out there, and you've personally been out there touring and talking to women and trying to make that impact. And here at Garrison Brothers, a surprisingly large percentage of your staff is ladies.
We
so
are.
What do you think that percentage was again?
We're over 60% of our team and our family members here at Garrison Brothers are women. And, I'm a fifth generation Texan. So the first three generations of my family's business that was in business for over 100 years right here in Central Texas was run by men. The fourth generation was run by my mother, who truly taught me and modeled for me how to break those glass ceilings. She was sitting in a boardroom before women were ever in a boardroom at a boardroom table. She understood what it was to be a woman in business, to be entrepreneurial, and she taught me all of that. So when Dan and I collaborated on this idea, and he came to me as a full-on bourbon drinker, I'm a Texas girl. I enjoyed my tequila. I enjoyed a long neck beer. I certainly was not drinking brown spirits back in the early 2000s, and not many people were, and women especially were not. Yeah. So I really took it on as my mission to not only introduce women, to break it down as to why this spirit is so special. I mean, this is the spirit of the United States of America. It can only be called bourbon if it is made in the U.S. How special is that, to have something so treasured with such history and heritage? I want women to understand the complexity. Many of us have enjoyed time creating fabulous recipes in our kitchen. We love to take ingredients. We love to marry those together and put a fabulous dish on the table. that is what bourbon whiskey is. It is all about the ingredients. It is the grains. It is the water that is coming from that beautiful limestone shelf, and it is the wood of that barrel. And women understand that. They understand that complexity of a flavor profile if you give them the opportunity to really experience this through all their senses. The nosing, the tasting. There are reasons we do that. And the more I can be out across the country, and I literally travel every week, and can talk to women and have them better understand why it is something to talk about, it really resonates. And I find that more times than not, even the most reluctant woman will begin to understand why it is that I have passionate about this spirit, and why we have devoted the last 20 years to making, really just the best bourbon whiskey in the world.
Well, I got to tell you, for me personally, I was very excited to come out here, but the most unexpected pleasure of this whole trip has been meeting you and listening to you speak, the passion of it. The mother of Texas bourbon, 100% Nancy Garrison. Thank you very much for having us, for being here and actually spending the entire day with us and really engaging, and then sitting down and talking with me. I mean, you're such an ambassador. It's just incredible. It's just really been incredible.
You know, I have the greatest job in the world. I get to make new friends every day. I get to drink bourbon with those new friends. And what I know about bourbon drinkers, and I truly, truly believe this, bourbon drinkers are good people who want to do good things and build lasting friendships through that glass of bourbon. And if I can do that every day, what could be better?
100% agreed. Best job in the world.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Nancy,
you.
thank you very much. If you don't know anything about Garrison Brothers, for God's sake, please do yourself a favor and check out Garrison Brothers Bourbon. It's just, you're missing out 100%. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.